Managing work-life balance is different for everybody. What's interesting is I've heard a different term recently, which is seasons. You're either for life-work balance or you're against it. In theory, a lot of us are for it for understandable reasons because we want to be happy. But then there's a lot of people who say that it's false. It doesn't exist. It's not real. But instead, there are seasons. And it seems like the idea of seasons is a lot more, I guess you'd say, factually accurate. There's seasons for sowing and reaping, right? So it's like putting in the work and then enjoying the work. I kind of take a hybrid approach. For work-life balance for me, I make sure I schedule the priorities. And I don't necessarily mean schedule, I can only hang out with my kids at a certain time. But what I do is I schedule things so other people can't get in on that time. For example, I schedule 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I block that off. I do not take appointments or calls. I send my calendar out freely to clients and leads. That time is never available because I wake up around 5, get some work done, do some exercise, but somewhere around 7:30, my kids usually wake up. So that window is automatically, proactively blocked off to always allow me the freedom to spend that time with my family in whatever way possible. So I don't schedule what I'm doing with them, but I schedule that nobody else can interrupt that. And then I do the same thing in the evenings, somewhere around 3 to 4 p.m. I block off. So then I can walk and pick up my kids, or when they come home, I can hang out with them for a minute before I wrap up the day. So if you want to schedule work-life balance, that's an option to consider. In addition to that, you probably layer in seasons. So for me, for the most part, before I had kids, I told myself I really want to work hard, grind it out now so I don't have to grind it out later, basically. Now, every once in a while I have the late nights or the weekends, but it's pretty rare these days. But when you have to, and everybody's in different circumstances, and hopefully all of you have the freedom at some point to create a schedule and a life balance that you like. But even then, even if you have that freedom, you still go through these seasons. So even though I have the freedom to not work on nights and weekends anymore, sometimes I have a desire to, because there's greater goals that I want to accomplish. And you can only do that by sacrificing something. That's kind of your season, right? There's the spring, the winter, fall. Like you plant your seeds in the spring, you grow them in the summer, and then you reap them in the fall kind of thing. It's the same thing with whatever your goals are. Find whatever consistent balance, or as close to a consistent balance as you could find, but don't feel guilty if you have seasons where you have to put in more time. There you have it. Thank you for watching. If you would like to learn more, don't forget to like and subscribe.